guys, a few days ago I posted a video where I talked about a look that I had submitted to the PixieWoo Creative Looks competition that they were holding back in October. I'm now going to do a series of 3 more videos where I show you the 3 other looks that I submitted to the competition that weren't selected for anything, so you didn't get to see them. The next look that I'm going to talk about is a half-face look that I had submitted that's zombie on one side and beauty queen on the other. It was a lot of fun to do. There's not a lot complex about the makeup, especially on the beauty side. It was all pretty simple. So to start this look, the first thing that I did was shave half of my beard. After that was done, I taped my face. I put tape right down the center to split the 2 areas, and I started working on the zombie side first. The product that I use for the skin is actually just Max Face and Body in C1, which is one of the, I think it's their lightest color apart from white. To that, I mixed white pigment and a blue pigment by MAC. I think the blue's called Ultramarine. The white, I think, is called Pure White. They're both matte colors, and the blue's a very primary blue. The white was, of course, to lighten the foundation. The blue was added to make it a little more gray. I didn't want to start with a white foundation because I just didn't want it to look too ghostly. I wanted it to actually look like someone had been alive and they had lost all the color in their face. So once that was mixed, that was applied with the MAC 109 brush. Anywhere where I was going to be taking a photo, I made sure that it was covered really well. Nothing was used to set it. Once you start mixing pigments with face and body foundation, it becomes very, very thick and opaque anyway, but I also like the sheen that you get from face and body when you don't set it with powder. Once that was done, I added some veins on the face. I used the 231 brush and the 214 brush. The eyeshadow I used was just Carbon by MAC, and I just went in and drew veins all around the face. I like the idea of this dead character with dead dark blood stuck in the veins in their face, so that's why when I do zombie makeup I usually do these sort of like darkened black veins. I just think it makes it look a little bit more sinister and frightening and a little less hokey. The next step on the zombie face was the eyes. I started that by putting lipstick around the eyelid, under the eye, and on the lid as a base. The lipstick that I used was a color by Aveda called Black Currant. It's actually a discontinued lipstick. They're just phasing it out right now. I just went yesterday and bought a backup of it because it's a color that I really like. Here, you can take a look at it. It's a dark, dark, dark berry red. It's really pretty. It does have a tendency to bleed. If you like dark berry reds, I would definitely suggest checking this out before they completely get rid of it, if you can still find it. That was used on the eye to create a worn, irritated sort of look. Once that was done, I started adding the darker colors and the bruising. I don't recall all of the eyeshadows that I used. I did use all eyeshadows to get that. I know that I used Carbon. I used Lime, which is a matte green color by MAC. There's a matte yellow that I used. I used their Apple Red blush. Anything that was going to create some sort of bruising black eye kind of look to this. Once the face was done, the eye was done, the veins were done, the next thing to do was to actually go in and add the sort of special effects that you see in the picture, the ripped flesh and all that. For this, I just took liquid latex, patted it on the skin, a couple coats, waited for them to dry, and then I just started picking at it and pulling at it, and it rips and creates little holes and tears and stuff, and you can like scratch at your skin once you have it on, and it'll create kind of a scraped, like your face was scraped against pavement kind of a look. It's kind of fun, it's kind of gross. Once all the wounds were open, I went back in with that same color by Aveda, the Black Currant color. I used the 231 brush and just placed that lip color in the inside of the little holes that I'd made, and it does look like scraped up, bruised, battered flesh. The next thing to do after that was the beauty side. I didn't add the actual dripping blood until it was time to take the photos. The products that I used were MAC's Face and Body Foundation again, with Studio Fix powder foundation to set it. The cheeks were Dolly Mix. There was Sculpt powder that was used for a contour, Emphasize that was used for a highlight. Lips were Show Orchid with Extra Amps on top of it. Show Orchid's a pro lipstick that's a great hot pink color, and Extra Amps is one of their Dazzle glasses. There's a plane flying overhead. I don't know if you can hear that. The eyes were relatively simple. There's just a few colors. I actually used all of the colors from, this is the Royal Tour palette that came out with the Dame Edna collection by MAC. There's just some fun purple, pink, bluish kind of colors. I thought that they kind of went with the that sort of, I wanted to create like I wanted to use My Little Pony kind of colors when I was doing the beauty face to contrast with the zombie side that I had done. So once that was all done, the next part was the blood and pinning my hair, which actually proved to be the hardest part. I parted it down the middle, one side's long, the other side I had to pull my hair back and pin it, and then pull it forward so that it looked like I had short hair. I wanted the zombie side, I wanted to really have it look like these were two different faces split down the middle and stuck together. I have lipstick all over my hand. Once the hair was pinned, next came the blood, which I still have nightmares about. It's really gross. You can use corn syrup with food coloring. You can use red food coloring with a lot of red and a little bit of blue to give it more of a natural blood color. I didn't have corn syrup, and I didn't realize I didn't have corn syrup until I was all made up. So I actually used maple syrup mixed with food coloring. The taste, maple syrup in the container, the bitter, can't really have pancakes anymore with syrup without thinking about it. I'm slightly scarred. So that was put in the wound so it would dribble down, and then I also took heaping spoonfuls and put it in my mouth and let it run out, which was really gross. So that's that. It was pretty simple, but it was a lot of fun to do. I hope you like it. The next look that I'm going to talk to you about is a human doll look that I created that isn't very complex in regards to the makeup. It was mostly the props that were fun about it. If I had to do it over again, I would probably change things, but whatever. So thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, as always, and stay tuned. I will be doing the next look next. Take care. Drive safe.